Line! Hello, welcome again to the Guido Goes Off. Now, before I start this show, I actually want to apologize for something I got wrong on my last show. As many of you watched, thank you, by the way. I was talking about the PWI 500 and Dean Ambrose's places at number 9. I said that he really hadn't done anything significant during the grading period. I was wrong. He was the Intercontinental Champion for a couple months between December and February. So I want to apologize for that because I try to get everything right for you guys. So let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an interesting week for Kevin Owens. As many of you do, a lot of us predicted. Kevin Owens won the Fatal 4-Way Elimination match on Monday Night Raw to win the vacant Universal Championship. Longest reigning Universal Champion. Well, yeah, sure, but only for the next 24 hours. Thanks for the reminder, spoil sport. Anywho, ever since Owens became Universal Champion, there has been a lot of outcry about it, and not all. There's been a lot of talk about it, not all of it being positive. I mean, while the fans chanted "You deserve it" that night, and a lot of them still believe that fact, there's been a lot of hatred coming, and it's from some of the more narrow-minded fans. I'm not saying that every fan of these wrestlers is narrow-minded, but it's mostly fans of Roman Reigns, fans of Seth Rollins, who believe that those two guys should have become champion, even though they're in Vince's doghouse. But not only that, but other members of the wrestling community, and even ESPN's Amin Al-Hassan put his 2 cents worth, and this didn't even have to do with Kevin Owens. It had to do with his son's reaction. Owen Steen, pretty much on the verge of tears because he was so happy his dad won the top prize on Brand Red. And obviously, he should be. I mean, yeah, the kid's been a fan of John Cena, but let's face facts, he's now living with the Universal Champion. And still has to go to school, if you saw Kevin Owens' tweet. Now, when this video aired, I believe it was on ESPN Sports Nation, Amin Al-Hassan said after the clip aired, until someone told him it was scripted. Pro wrestling? Scripted? The decision was made somewhere. He was going to be champion? No! You don't say! It's bad enough this is the man's child you're mocking. Not him himself. He can take it. He's a big boy. But you're mocking the dude's kid. Now, since this, Mr. Al-Hassan has tweeted an apology. But, you know what? I'm sure Kevin Owens and his son are, caring about that as much as who cares. I'm Universal Champion. Now, that I can dismiss because, well, let's face facts. You're going to hear this. We, as fans, have heard the whole shebang for years, decades, forever, and ever, and ever, and ever. But the comments that got to me was the comments from Vince Russo on his podcast. He said that he thought according to him, it was a horrible idea to book Owens as Universal Champion, and that because of this decision, he believes WWE is doomed. And I'm about to put this, you can see, right here. Drop that right in there. in the, the pile of craps I give about what Vince Russo thinks. Vince Russo's outdated and archaic way of booking professional wrestling shouldn't come as anybody's surprise, and him thinking the WWE is doomed because they booked Kevin Owens as champion just proves how outdated his thinking is. And then, honestly, why should anybody care what Vince Russo has to say? Vince Russo is one of the biggest cancers in the professional wrestling industry. It's bad enough that Vince had to hold his some of his more crazy ideas back. The only reason he was successful as head writer was because Vince McMahon was there to say, dude, ain't gonna happen. I mean, the man put one company in the ground and another company on life support. And we're supposed to give a damn what he thinks. Here's the facts. There's a lot of people that don't like Kevin Steen. There's a lot of people... Kevin Owens. Ugh. Sorry, I said Steen. Creative police are going to come after me. Oh, they're going to get some more here. Kevin Owens may not be the prototypical successful guy in professional wrestling. He may not have the look everybody looks for to be a successful professional wrestler like Cornette and Russo seem to have. And he might get mocked for his physical type and whether or not he's been to a gym or not. But here's the fact. As it stands right now, Kevin Owens is the WWE Universal Champion. Which the moment it's defended out of the country is going to be another World Championship. It makes him automatically the top guy on Monday Night Raw. Man's been in the business for probably almost 15 years. He's been successful. And the stuff he was doing at 261 pounds or whatever he's billed at, he was doing when he was at 300 pounds. And it was amazing, as amazing then as it was now. He's a well-respected, well-traveled wrestler. And honestly, I agreed with that crowd on Monday Night Raw. Yes, he deserves it. You can call him fat. You can call him out of shape. You can call him not what we see as a champion. Well, guess what? The belt says he is one. So screw Vince Russo, screw Amin El Hassan, and screw anybody else. Because to be honest, that man has been a license to print money since he walked in the door. Something else that's had the internet buzzing this week was comments made by Mr. St. Laurent. I don't know if any of you guys know who he is. I just found out about him when I read the reports. On his podcast with Kevin Sullivan. The reason this has gotten the internet buzzing is because it once again deals with the relationship between Alberto Del Rio and Paige. During this, he mentioned that everybody's favorite WWE executive, Mark Carrano, this man said, he talked to Paige and Del Rio individually and harassed them about their relationship. He then later went on to say that WWE has threatened to fire Paige unless they split up. Well, here's the thing. I tried doing some research to see if I could get a corroborating statement on anything else. I haven't found anything yet. All of the reports come from cite this source. Apparently, Mr. St. Laurent has at least a talking relationship with Alberto Del Rio. The thing is, I don't understand. Okay, one, I don't even think this is even legal, that they can threaten to fire Paige over her personal relationships. I mean, I know personally, if someone told me I needed to get a divorce or lose my job, I could tell them, kiss a railroad spike. I don't see why they would threaten, considering the multiple relationships that have occurred in WWE. Now, targeting this one specifically, everyone knows Del Rio is out the door. Both he and Paige were suspended, which those suspensions are up on September 17th. However, Del Rio has been pulled from all advertised WWE events for the month of September when his contract is up, meaning pretty much he's out the door. Now, as far as Paige leaving, it's a bit more iffy because her deal lasts until I think either April of 2019. And the fact that this guy's chummy with Del Rio makes me think that there's something else here. I mean, we know WWE has tried to break them up. Now, I had heard before that actually they were talking about giving Del Rio a 6-month extension on his contract so they could use so they could have the relationship on Total Divas. But apparently that's out the door, and there's all sorts of things and rumors flying about this relationship, specifically its toxicity, especially toward Paige. And WWE's attempts to break it up. We have, it's been clearly stated that the reason why the two were drafted to different brands was to break them up. And that Triple H is not keen on Del Rio because of this relationship. Again, we don't know a whole lot about what goes on. We've only heard, and in some cases, seen some possible problems with it. The arrest, Paige in handcuffs in June. The fact that her mom couldn't get a hold of her for a while. Yeah, and all these other things, including the suspension itself. Well, I've even heard it through the internet, at least on Twitter, the Paige has given up drinking. So it does make me think that there's problems. And Del Rio's life is no cakewalk. I mean, he filed for divorce in June, and his wife, I think here recently, filed for divorce in Texas, where he filed for divorce in Mexico. And it's getting pretty ugly. I mean, you're going to have a heck of a fight on your hands. So, I can't really take these comments at face value because it's a little one-sided. And from what I understand, Paige isn't talking to anyone. So, we might not hear from her till after the suspension is up, which WWE usually tries to prevent people from talking during suspensions. So, again, is this true, and are they split up? I don't think we'll know. At least not right now. And if this is the cause, like I said, I don't think that's legal. And if they tried to fire Paige over this, there would be a hell of a lawsuit. I'm sure there's precedent on it somewhere. But again, like I said, it's one source that's chummy with Del Rio, and Del Rio's already out the door. What has he got to lose? At least as far as WWE is concerned. That's why I'm not 100% sold on this. But, it's a relationship that everyone's talking about. And so people are going to be, giving their 2 cents about it. So, who knows? I really... I'm going to be a little biased, as we all know from a few videos back, but I'm going to try and be objective and say, I don't know. Because, as I said before, this is one source. And until it's corroborated, I don't know. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of The Guido Goes Off. Again, thank you for watching. If you have anything to say about the subjects I covered, don't be afraid to leave a comment in the section below. Or, of course, you can always chat with me on my poorly drawn Twitter and Instagram. Well, until next time, I'm Guido, and I think we're done here.